Now the interesting subject continues. Example of the latent viruses. Latent viruses infection can be, for example, can be done by two kind of the examples. We can continue the chronic persistent infections and the latent occult viral infections. How the chronic persistent infection and latent infection becomes, we will see in detail one by one. The chronic persistent infections. Actually, the chronic persistent infections usually occurs in the enveloped viruses. As we have already studied that most of the viruses are enveloped, they are enveloped, the capsid of the viruses has been surrounded by some enveloped, and those viruses will be called as enveloped viruses. For example, we taken the example of the paramyxoviruses, retroviruses, arenaviruses are enveloped viruses. Such kind of viruses will show the property of the chronic persistent latency. No disruption of the cellular functions will happen. As we have already studied, it will not disturb the cellular functions of the host. There will be no interference with the cellular function, but the virus will stay inside the body of the host in the nucleus or the cytoplasm, just like the linear bodies. It promotes the shredding of the viral antigens from the cell surface. Importantly, it will be promoting the viral antigens from the cell surface. The latent occult viral infections. Some of the viruses appear to cause the acute disease. It will be called latent occult viral infection, the latency, the property. It has the three examples: HSV, adenovirus, and SSPE, just the measles virus. We will see them in detail. First of all, the HSV, the herpes simplex virus, how it causes the disease. The primary infections occurs in the early age, maybe 8 to 12 weeks of the age, the primary infection occurs. The herpes simplex virus will enter inside the body. Then it has the ability to reside inside the body, to stay inside the body, and then will become latent, will become hidden inside the body. Found only during the recurrent acute episode. Until the acute phase, it will not become apparent. Until it has been ability to show itself, it will become apparent, then it will cause the disease. The most important property for this on such kind of viruses, the latent viruses, that you cannot isolate them. You cannot see them from the blood samples. You cannot see them from the simple specimens which are used for the diagnosis purposes. However, the tissue homogenates. If you take the tissue from you can see them just like the biopsy. You can see them that they are present inside the body. Then the adenovirus. Adenoviruses are the self-limiting persistent infection of the tonsils, and they cause the persistent infection of the tonsils and adenoids. They are present inside the body, and this infection will also be caused by them even during the latency. But we are failed to isolate the viruses, just like we already studied that they will be just isolated from the tissue homogenates, not from the blood. Absence of the mature virion is also not there, because the virion is actually mature virion is not present. They are just present in the virion in the cytoplasm or the nucleus in the linear bodies. DNA is in linear episomal form, so the mature virion is very difficult to isolate. Then the measles virus, the last one, causing the SSPE, the encephalitis. Incomplete viral production is there, and then the immature nucleocapsids are produced in this virus. This virus is the measles virus. It is causing the disease, and the virus becomes latent inside the body. Then the disease depends on the immune system. Actually, the disease depends on the amount of the virus and also amount of the immune system, that how the immune system is strong. Then it may cause tumor genesis, which is very important, and that it may be started the tumor. Actually, all the diseases maybe are also dependent on the immune system of the body of the host. If the immune system of the body of the host is stronger, maybe the virus has very difficulty to enter inside the body, even in the presence of the host receptors. But if the immune system is not strong enough, then the virus has the special advantage to enter and tend to replicate inside the body of the host and to produce a number of the diseases.